Hey everybody, welcome back to our Perspective City unit. So at this point, you should have completed Perspective City Day 1, Day 2, Perspective City theme writing assignment, and worked on your windows. And there is another window drawing video to watch if you need help on drawing windows. So today we're going to be working on doors, adding siding to your wall, to your buildings, and making a stoplight. These are all important things that you need to include somewhere in your piece, somewhere in your Perspective City. So let's start with doors. So to draw a door, I would recommend starting with your first corner building that we did, that building in the middle, and you're going to draw a straight line, a vertical straight line, right where you want your door to be. Then at the top of the line, you're going to extend that line to your vanishing point, so that this line is parallel with the bottom of your building. And then one more straight line. So that's going to be my door. Now, if I want to make my door look a little bit more 3D, all I'm going to do is go to that right corner right here, line up my straight edge with the opposite vanishing point, the vanishing point on the left, and draw just a tiny little mark. That's gonna be the back part of my wall, and then another straight line. And then you have kind of like a little entrance into your room. Maybe this is the entrance and the doors open like that. And so then if I draw another line at the corner of the wall parallel with the bottom of my building, then I've got kind of like a front little entrance, and I can make it into kind of a back door. If I do another straight vertical line, two little handles for like the double doors, right? So every building needs to have at least one door. You don't have to do this kind of 3D shape every time, but you do need to have a door somewhere or we can't get into your buildings. So I'm gonna fill in all the rest of my doors and come back to you for brick building. Okay, so I've added doors to each of my buildings, and now I'm gonna work on adding some brick to my building. So to make brick, it's really simple. I'm gonna start over here on this side where I don't have any doors or windows. It's just kind of a flat brick wall. And I'm just gonna line up so that I'm gonna make a lot of lines that are parallel to these top and bottom lines of my building wall. So I'm just gonna line it up, draw a line, and then I'm going to go down about the same width so that all my lines are exactly the same width and size, and draw a line. And I'm just going to do that all the way down. So line it up, draw a line, 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 going all the way down, covering the whole side of the wall with these parallel lines. Just like that. So now I've got kind of like a side paneling. You make sure all those lines connect to the ends of my walls, to those vertical lines. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and add the bricks. So I'm just gonna make these little dash marks, these dashed vertical lines all the way through. And then I'm gonna draw one on the next row in between each one, kind of creating that brick pattern. All the way down, making sure that my lines stay very nice and vertical. If they get slanted, they'll start to look really wonky. So make sure they're always lining up parallel to this vertical line right here. All the way down. I recommend doing one row at a time so you don't get confused at all. And you can see it's really starting to look like a brick wall, which is exactly what we want. One row at a time, adding those nice, super straight vertical lines, making sure they don't overlap each other. They're all placed pretty evenly, just like you expect a brick wall to be. And check yourself and make sure they're staying vertical. Yeah, just like that. So that's one brick wall. So I've made a brick wall here, so this one's obviously gonna have to be a brick wall as well, and I'm gonna do the same thing just on the other side and then show you guys what I've been up to. Okay, so now I've done both sides, and notice how my perspective lines always connect at this corner. That's how you keep the corner looking really nice and sharp. So I've done one building with brick wall, and you must have at least one building with some kind of siding. So it doesn't necessarily have to be brick. You could do kind of like a wood paneling siding if you want. Maybe I'll do that, I think over here on this one. So whatever you want, but give them some kind of detail so they don't all look like really flat concrete buildings, right? We definitely do not want that. So go ahead, go through, add any kind of siding you might like. You could make like really large bricks, really small detailed ones. You can make just kind of like wood paneling or siding, whatever you want to do, whatever fits in best with the theme of your city. So there I've got another one. This one's going to be kind of like a wood sided building. And I'm going to go over to the other vanishing point and draw those parallel lines. Make sure you clean up your lines at the end. Get them looking nice and sharp. Nice clear buildings. Just like this, yeah? So now I've got two really good looking buildings. And I'm gonna definitely leave this one kind of blank, and I might add some more paneling to this one, I think. Okay, so I'll check back in a second with you guys as you work on your sidings. Okay, so you can see I've added siding to these three buildings, and I'm gonna do the same over here for the same paneling on this side, but first I wanted to show you guys how to write letters on your building. Like if you're gonna do like a shop sign or a restaurant sign or something like that on the building, which is a great idea to kind of theme your city. Here's what you do. So I'm gonna do a shop right here, and the first thing I'm gonna do is kind of give myself some measuring lines. So starting at the vanishing point, finding a line that runs right alongside this perspective line, I'm just gonna draw a really light measuring line because that's where I've decided I want my sign to be. And then I'm just gonna do the same right here. Kind of line this up really nice. So I'm gonna do kind of a big sign right here. So I've lined it up, And now I'm just gonna add in block letters for whatever I want this store to be. So I think this is gonna be maybe like a bakery. So kind of using these two lines to make sure that I don't get any bigger or smaller. I'm gonna map out kind of some block letters. Just like this. And I'm gonna go all the way down and show you guys in just a second. Okay, so I finished up my bakery side, and I also kind of made this one a little candy shop sign. So just a couple more things I want to show you guys. One is how to make an awning of like a shop awning. So for my candy shop, I'm going to make a little awning. So all you're going to do for that is draw a parallel line that runs to the same perspective point as the door you made, where you want the top of your awning to be. Just like that. And then you're gonna draw kind of two curved lines, the curve of that awning. And you wanna make sure that these run parallel to each other, just like that. And then you're gonna connect them. Draw a vertical line down here, and erase the top of your door that the awning is now covering, because now you can't see the top of that awning anymore. So erase that, so then you've got this full kind of awning. And then you can design your awning however way you want. You could add stripes, kind of like the classic awning. If you wanted to write your sign here, you could do that. Whatever you want. I'm gonna do kind of a classic awning and add just a little bit of like fringe at the bottom. Okay, so something like that to create an awning. So that's how you do that if you want to have an awning. Up to you though. So the last thing that I'm gonna do for my city is I'm going to add a stoplight here. Now this is also optional. If you want to add a stoplight, this is actually not the last thing you're gonna do. You're gonna draw a vertical line for how tall you want your stoplight to be. So this is how tall and wide I want my stoplight to be. And I'm gonna erase those lines. And my stoplight is gonna have kind of a circle at the top. And then a stoplight typically has kind of two traffic lights, which are usually like rectangles, right? So over here is where my first one's gonna be. So I'm gonna draw two vertical parallel lines, and then I'm gonna connect them using the vanishing point on the right, the vanishing point opposite of them. Both sides, erase those extra lines. And I'm gonna do that one more time so that I have two. Connect them via the vanishing point. Make sure they're kind of like the same height. And kind of fix them up as you need. Redraw the lines you need to. Okay, so then I'm just gonna connect them with a simple bar that runs to that vanishing point as well. Just like that. Yeah. And then I'm just gonna draw the 3 little circles, the red, green, and yellow, right? Make sure you can see all of each circle. And now you've got a little stop sign. You can kind of finish out the bottom if you want, kind of a larger circular bottom, or if you just want a straight pole, up to you. Whatever kind of fits into the design of your landscape. I think I'm gonna make mine kind of like a striped stop sign because I'm doing kind of like a Candyland theme. Okay, so from here we're just looking to add more details. So if you want to add some trees, well, we'll do that next time. We'll add trees next time. If you want to add a sign over here, like a welcome to sign, you can do that. It's pretty similar to drawing buildings, just using those perspective lines again, lining it up and drawing those lines. Okay, so however you want to do it, it's up to you. So I'm going to do my welcome sign just like this, doing those perspective lines, drawing them in. So there's going to be, you can see kind of a sign already. Keeping those lines nice and vertical. And we don't want them to be flat, we want them to be more 3D, right? So I'm going to just extend that just a little bit and make kind of a pole. And then I can write, you know, like welcome to whatever I want my town to be. Welcome, whatever kind of design you want. To, I don't know, Candyland. You could do bubble letters here. Whatever you want. So that's kind of what mine's gonna look like, and maybe later on I'll add some like bushes around. Maybe these will be like cotton candy bushes. So, whatever you want yours to look like. So go ahead and add in all your building details. Next class, we are going to be finishing up the sky and adding some kind of trees and bushes, maybe some like pathways, things like that, okay? So get this far for Monday's class, all right? See you guys later, bye-bye.